The Second World War occurred from 1939 to 1945 and is the only conflict in which nuclear weapons have been used. Both Hiroshima and Nagasaki, in the Empire of Japan, were devastated by atomic bombs dropped by the United States. The main Axis powers were Nazi Germany, the Empire of Japan, and the Kingdom of Italy, while the United Kingdom, the United States, the Soviet Union and China were the Big Four Allied powers. Nazi Germany, led by Adolf Hitler, was responsible for genocides, most notably the Holocaust, which murdered demographics considered Untermensch by the Nazis. These included about 6 million Jews and about 5 million others, such as Slavs, Roma, homosexuals, and the physically and mentally disabled. The United States, the Soviet Union, and Canada deported and interned minority groups within their own borders and, largely because of the conflict, many ethnic Germans were later expelled from Eastern Europe. Japan was responsible for attacking neutral nations without a declaration of war, such as the attack on Pearl Harbor. It is also known for its brutal treatment and killing of Allied prisoners of war and the inhabitants of Asia. It also used Asians as forced laborers and was responsible for the Nanjing Massacre, in which 250,000 civilians were brutally murdered by Japanese troops. Non-combatants suffered at least as badly as or worse than combatants, and the distinction between combatants and non-combatants was often blurred by the belligerence of total war in both conflicts. The outcome of the war had a profound effect on the course of world history. The old European empires collapsed or they were dismantled as a direct result of the crushing costs of the war, and in some cases, their fall was caused by the defeat of imperial powers. The United States became firmly established as the dominant global superpower, along with its close competitor and ideological foe, the Soviet Union. The two superpowers exerted political influence over most of the world's nation-states for decades after the end of the Second World War. The modern international security, economic, and diplomatic system was created in the aftermath of the war. 11. Institutions such as the United Nations were established to collectivize international affairs, with the explicit goal of preventing another outbreak of general war. The wars had also greatly changed the course of daily life. Technologies developed during wartime had a profound effect on peacetime life as well, such as through advances in jet aircraft, penicillin, nuclear energy, and electronic computers.